valued customers free groceries. Be listening during the morning show for your cue to call in and win a $50 gift card from Brownlee's Metro. It's their way of saying thanks for sticking with them through the construction. Knock some holiday items off your grocery list with a $50 gift card from Brownlee's Metro and Lake 88.1.
Our time now, 22 minutes after 5 on Lake 88.1. And as promised, we've got back in the studio. It's been a couple of months, but our independent filmmaker in the Perth area, Travis Gordon, who's got a episode or two, in fact, 12 episodes of what is called Spellfury. And welcome back, Travis. We want to talk a little bit about the show, Spellfury, if somebody has not seen it yet, and the fact that you're now trying to gear up for season number 2. So welcome back, first of all, Travis.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Brian. We're gearing up for season 2.
So tell us a little bit, for anybody who hasn't seen or heard of Spellfury, just maybe reacquaint our listeners with that.
Sure. Spellfury is a internet TV show. It's a fantasy action, and it's based on, it follows the adventures of an elf. And she's trying to avenge her father's death. And she's there's been 12 episodes so far, and we're sort of following her along as she sort of figures out the clues as to who killed her father, and she's been chased by an evil sorcerer who's got a hook for a hand and sort of a rotted face. And there's a dragon and demons and all sorts of swords and magic.
Yeah. Now, you've put together 5 different episodes of Spellfury, and you have done some filming in the Lions Hall in Perth and in various locations.
Yeah.
Also, you've got some puppets that have been part of the show.
Right, yeah. I've always been a huge puppet fan. So we have like Muppets all over the place. We've got the dragon's a big puppet. We've got a big sort of teddy bear type puppet that eats everyone. He's like 20 feet tall. We've got there's all sorts of puppets in season 2. There'll be a lot more. Because I always thought it was funny to have humans acting with puppets back in the day, for the Muppet Show. It was always funny when a human grabbed a puppet's throat and, threatened him or, huge Muppet movie fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to shoehorn that into our fantasy show.
Yeah. Now, Travis, we have to point out the fact that you have made a lot of these puppets as well. You've become very adept at putting plastic and foam together and making these things come alive. You've got a big dragon that you did last year.
Right. Yeah, it's fun to do that. I never knew how to make puppets. I've always been from the filmmaking side of things, but never really built anything like that. So I met some guys in Ottawa. One of them, Matt Fichtner, and he's a professional puppet maker, and he sort of got me started. And then I sort of went from there. I've always been sort of into art in high school and stuff. So you just you get a big piles of clay, and you just basically just make it. And then you cast it, and then you make the skin for it, and then you sort of build how he's supposed to work. But I do. I build them all myself right now. Yeah. And I really enjoy it. But it's expensive for all the clay and the liquid latex, and it adds up. So that's why we've decided to do the fundraiser at Indiegogo.com/Spellfury Season 2, I believe. You can also go to the website, too. There's a link from spellfury.com to the fundraiser page. And basically, I just sort of put together my dream budget of all the puppets I want to add into the show. The show makes a little bit of money, but I don't have enough money to make new characters, which is what I really want to do for Season 2. So I just put together a dream budget of $9,000, and I asked the fans online to chip in a few bucks. So there's 275 in there. We're a long way away from 9,000, but even with $275 for someone who is used to not doing or doing a lot with little, 275, we'll be able to do some stuff with it, buy some puppets and pay for food on set, stuff like that. So we're just
all the important stuff.
Yeah, we have to eat. Cranky actors if you don't feed them.
Yeah. Now, Travis, we have to point out that when you're talking about cranky actors or whatever, there's a lot of your friends doing this, and you've also taken under your wing a lot of different high school students who've been from St. John and from PDCI, who've been trying to find out a little bit, about all the different audio and video programs that are out there, and you're training them and getting them to work on some of the stuff that you've been doing too.
Yeah, that's fun. Like our show, Spellfury is really, it's sort of a community of artists in a way. We all sort of come together and if we need someone to do something, we can train them. So I like working with students. I've got a good relationship with Paul Gallion at PDCI. He's in media arts, and he'll bring me in and I'll work with the students, and they'll build sets for the show. They built an entire graveyard in the computers for me. So it's just sitting waiting for season 2. Actually, the main characters will go through a graveyard that PDCI really built. Then some of the best students I'll invite to our place where we do our show, and I'll train them up. And it's been a lot of fun. I like teaching as well. Back in the day, I used to teach improv to kids in Ottawa for the city of Ottawa. So I enjoy that as well.
Yeah. What's your background as far as college, university? You did some training in film.
What happened was it was theater arts. I did 2 years at Algonquin, and the film. Or the broadcasting was side by side with the theater people. So what would happen is they would need people for their short films and stuff like that. And I got involved as an actor with them, and then got to be friends with them. And then I actually started to say, hey, I like the tech side of it just as much as the acting. And sort of through the 2 years, I slowly pulled back as an actor and got more into the directing and camera work and sound. And that's sort of how I got involved in the sort of independent Ottawa film scene. And I did films for probably close to like 10 years, just learning how to do it, and then finally saying, I can do this myself. I'll do something really fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, Travis, as you grow as a filmmaker and, based in Perth, it's not Hollywood North, but you've reached out there to try and become part of other professional organizations and try to take your work to the next level all the time. And that's what you're continuing to do now.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the internet is, a filmmaker in Perth can actually compete against, filmmakers in Los Angeles. So they've got a club or an academy there called the IAWTV, which is the International Academy of Web Television. And I've known they've been around for a while. When I came on, I think the first time, the Streamies, they were the voting body.
That's right. And you had your lead actress nominated for a Streamie.
She was in the running, Julie O'Halloran, and she was head-to-head against a lady from soap operas. so it was a tough fight.
Yeah.
Us coming from Perth. But we battled hard, and I met a lot of people, and I heard about the Academy. And I thought, hey, I'm going to apply and see if I get in. And there's a certain criteria to get in, and our show, I guess, is worthy enough for me to get into it. So,
Now, if somebody wants to have a look at Spellfury, episode 1 is still out there and online. Where would they go, Travis?
You can always go to spellfury.com, and all 12 episodes are up there. So you can watch the entire run from 1 to 12. And shortly, actually, what I'm doing right now is making a DVD of season 1. So I've actually cut them all together as a one big chunk. And I'm just going to put that up there too. So, I just want people to see this. We're still striving to get it out there and show people our stuff. So, yeah.
As with a lot of different projects like this, you never know where it's going to lead you. You've met some very interesting people, I would imagine, in the first couple of years, and that could open some doors for something, season 2 or beyond.
Yeah. That's the really interesting thing about this is the people I meet and. Like some of our supporters, a guy just put $100 into our fundraiser, and it's like he's a guy from Arizona. He also has a web series, and he said that Spellfury was his inspiration to start his show. I think his show is called Vexica. It is pretty cool. But he said, I'm going to give you $100 because you inspired me to do my show. And so that's the neat part. A lot of the web series community also is in LA, so I have a lot of Los Angeles friends. Like I'm from Perth. I have a lot of guys from there. We respect each other, and there's forums that they hang out on, and we talk about what's working and what's not working, and it's really a great time to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, especially with the internet, and that seems to be the next frontier as far as movies, etc. With the technology getting better, streaming, getting a lot easier. It's going to be something to be part of for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And right now it's a blessing and a curse sort of to be in there right now because there really isn't much money to be made. It was better earlier with ad revenue, but I think the recession in the States has sort of really slowed things down. But what that also does is it keeps out all of the big networks like Warner Brothers and MGM. They're not in there right now making web series, like they're not making shows. So right now I can get in there and compete and sort of maybe get in there and hold my ground. And then when the big boys come in, I'll already have a really big fan base. And hopefully I would love to open up a movie studio here in Perth. And there'd be a lot of jobs. And because I love Perth. My parents were born here. So
And with the internet, why not do it from just about anywhere in the world that you want? So
yeah. That's the dream is I don't have to go to Los Angeles. I can stay here in Perth where I love to live.
Yeah, good for you. Now, Travis, if somebody wants to help you with season number 2, we'll mention the fundraising spot again. It would take credit cards. It's that kind of a
yeah. This is a sort of new phenomena where there's 2 fundraising sites right now. So if anyone has a project, you can submit it, and basically it's PayPal and credit cards. And you set your goal and you give them your pitch of what you're going to use the money for, and people will donate to all sorts of stuff. There's kid shows on there, and there's art pieces, and all sorts of fundraisers. So we thought, hey, let's maybe people want to help us out. We don't have much money, but we really try to give great value. Like we try to our show's fun.
Yeah.
So we're doing the best we can, and we're also looking for actors as well. I think we're going to have auditions here in Perth in January.
Oh, okay.
So anyone out there, all sizes, shapes, ages, we'd love to see you come out, and we may have a role for you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Travis, first of all, let's give the fundraising website. It's Indiegogo. So INDIE GoGo GoGo.com/Spellfury Season 2.
Right.
And that's for the fundraiser. And then if somebody wants to get in touch with you, Travis, as far as the upcoming auditions in January, what would they do?
For both those, you can go to the site. So there's an Indiegogo link on the main page, spellfury.com, if you would like to donate a few dollars to the show. And if you want to audition, I think there's a contact on there, and I think it sends you to spellfury@gmail.com.
Right. Okay. Travis, best of luck with putting the funds together for season number 2. And I know season number 1 for you has been a great learning experience and a lot of fun. So best of luck with season 2, hopefully sometime soon.
Great. Thanks a lot, Brian.
All right. Travis Gordon, independent filmmaker in the Perth area with Spellfury. Again, check out his website with all the episodes there at www.spellfury.com. 25 minutes now before 6 on Lake 88.1.
If you see a faded song